Energy Talk with EMC. അറിവിന് ഊർജം പകരാൻ. Today we are joined by Mr. JAS M.A, who currently works as Program Manager Energy at WRI India's Energy Program. WRI India has been actively working in Kerala for the past 8 years, supporting the state's transition to clean energy. In today's episode, we will be discussing WRI India's recent research on assessing technologies for expanding renewable energy in Kerala. Let's begin by hearing a brief overview about what this research covers with Arjun, IEC Specialist, EMC, Kerala.
I thank Energy Management Center for giving me this opportunity. As already mentioned, we have been working in the state for a while supporting state's transition towards clean energy. As most of you know, Kerala is aiming to achieve 100% renewable energy by 2040 and net zero state by 2050. But here is the thing, it is unclear which technologies will drive state's energy transition. We talk a lot about rooftop solar, wind and so on. They do matter a lot, but are they the only options we have? That's the question got us started this research. This research was led by my colleagues Vaishak Suresh Kumar, Niharika Tagotra and myself, and it is available on WRI India's official website. Basically, we used a technology assessment framework to look at everything from solar PV, wind and biomass to supporting technologies like battery energy storage, pumped storage and green hydrogen.
Thank you for the brief introduction, Mr. Rijas. Moving to the first question, could you please elaborate the technology assessment framework used for this research?
The framework basically follows a two-step methodology. First, we prioritize technologies. We look at whether Kerala has a resource potential and whether there is a supportive policy or targets around it. Hence, solar PV was easily identified as the state has good potential and has a strong policy backing. Even though there is no policy around wave energy, we prioritized it because studies show real potential in Kerala. Geothermal, on the other hand, didn't make in the list since there is no identified potential in the state so far. Once the technology filtering is done, we investigated further looking at the technical factors like efficiency, technological readiness level, economic factors, capital cost and operational cost, and the policy and regulatory landscape as well as socio-environmental impact. This framework itself was built on existing tools developed by IEA and CSTEP, which we simplified further and adapted to track additional parameters. For data, we did comprehensive literature review and we have interviewed state level officials, RE technology developers and experts.
Moving to the next question, what are the top technologies prioritized in this research? Reasons behind this prioritization and important findings.
Solar photovoltaics and wind were obviously on top of the list of technologies due to available potential and existing installations in Kerala. For solar, there are multiple options: rooftop, land-mounted and floating. More than 10 gigawatt of solar potential is identified within the state. However, the rapid urbanization and forest cover in Kerala limits large-scale solar farms, but there are options. Rooftop solar is the best fit for Kerala, and considering the abundant water reservoirs in Kerala's reservoirs as well as backwaters, there are studies highlighting floating solar potential of 3 to 8 gigawatt. The solar policy of 2013 targeted 2,500 megawatt of solar installations by 2030. As on today, it's more than 2,600 megawatt. Major share of this is rooftop solar. Thanks to subsidies, supportive schemes like Saura and PM Suryaghar and solid vendor ecosystem, it's also easier to install and maintain. The catch is our capacity utilization is only around 11 to 21% because of the cloud cover and lower solar radiance. For wind, the estimated potential within the state is around 2.3 to 2.6 gigawatt. It's a pretty mature technology at this point, but we are only tapping around 70 megawatt. The problem is mostly land and logistics. The good wind sites are remote, hard to reach pockets, so getting a turbine components there is very tough. We know Kerala, there exist large dams and large hydroelectric power plants. It is not just about large dams. Small hydro could be a considerable option with a potential of 647 megawatt. There is already a small hydro policy in 2012 in place and a draft SHP policy which targets 500 megawatt of small hydropower in 8 years. We are already installed over 260 megawatt of small hydropower in Kerala. Given the availability of new technologies like hydrokinetic and other innovative technologies, we should identify the new potential locations and estimate it. Being a coastal state with a coastal length of approximately 600 km means we have unexplored potential of ocean energy. Studies estimated Kerala's wave energy potential around 4.9 gigawatt, and there was a 150 kilowatt pilot tested in Kerala in 1990s. And bioenergy has 700 megawatt potential, but almost none of it tapped for electricity generation yet. There are very few off-grid plants installed in Kerala with an overall capacity of 2.5 megawatt. Biogas is a mature technology, but in Kerala it is mostly used for cooking, not for electricity. Subsidy schemes helped install around 1.54 lakh biogas plants in Kerala. There is no active policies for or subsidy schemes for biogas now. Still, with all the biomass generated from the seasonal fruits, harvest and local manufacturing potential, it is a space worth exploring for power generation. Apart from renewable energy technologies, a few supporting technologies are also prioritized in this research work. These are battery energy storage system, pumped storage hydro and green hydrogen. Energy storage systems are essential to manage the intermittency of renewable energy grid and peak load management. Battery energy storage is picking up the pace, mainly to store solar power from the morning and use it in the evening hours. There are 5 grid level battery storage projects proposed in the state with having a capacity of 370 megawatt and 1000 megawatt hour. Considering the availability of cascaded dams in the state, pumped storage hydro is another feasible option. By making some alterations in the existing hydropower stations, it can be converted to pumped storage power plants. Kerala has estimated pumped storage potential of 4.4 gigawatt. Multiple field studies are happening in the place for pumped storage, and a few pilots are proposed by KCBL. The new Kerala government has also prioritized battery energy storage systems and pumped storage systems.
Our next question. So far, you talk about the possibilities and challenges of multiple renewable energy technologies. Now, what are the major recommendations from this research for expanding renewable energies in Kerala?
State government has strong ambition and commitment towards clean energy and set ambitious targets to become 100% renewable energy state and net zero state. Yet there are numerous things that we can do to achieve these targets. There are still a lot of room to scale up solar and wind projects, especially using available government land. We also need to extend transmission infrastructure to good wind sites. Detailed logistics surveys to be conducted, and expediting the approvals would benefit by attracting developers and speeding up project implementation. That said, large hydro projects are not always easy to execute. This makes decentralized options such as rooftop solar. Rooftop solar can provide clean energy close to where it is consumed and can also improve power reliability, but needs continued policy and regulatory support to scale further. Small hydro and pumped storage also have good potential, but again, approval process and tariff determination need to be simplified, and we need better ways to manage their environmental and social impact. Another challenge is lack of reliable site-specific resource data. This is particularly relevant for technologies such as wind, wave energy, floating solar, and pumped storage. We need on-ground studies and measurement to understand the actual potential, and we need to identify suitable location for them. Making this information publicly available would also benefit investors and developers to make better decisions. Some of Kerala's RE policies are outdated and need revisiting, and things like floating solar and green hydrogen draft policies should be finalized soon. Beyond that, the state also need to fund research and development and pilot projects for newer technologies. Also, start thinking ahead: how do we responsibly decommission and recycle the solar plants and wind turbine components once they reach end of the life. Finally, the state should focus on upskilling its workforce so that local workers can take advantage of the employment opportunity created by the growing renewable energy sector.
Energy Talk with EMC, അറിവിന് ഊർജം പകരാം. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.